느낌이 딱 왔어요. 와, 1시간 안에 자고 있을 것 같다.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. What if one of the biggest Jikook mysteries surrounding Paris was never really about what fans saw, but about what may have happened when the cameras were nowhere around? Flushed-faced Purple Heart, a new wave of discussion has fans looking back at Jimin and Jungkook's time in Paris and asking one question that refuses to disappear. Were they actually spending more time together than anyone realized? Today, we are diving into a Paris mystery that has once again captured the attention of Jikook fans around the world. There are moments that seem completely ordinary when they happen, but when fans look back at them later, certain details can suddenly feel much more interesting. And that is exactly what is happening with Jimin and Jungkook's Paris timeline. Paris has always been a city that creates a special atmosphere around BTS. Between schedules, public appearances, private downtime, and moments that happen away from cameras, there are naturally going to be parts of a trip that fans never get to see. But when separate moments involving Jimin and Jungkook begin appearing around the same period, fans naturally start comparing the timeline and wondering whether there could be a bigger story behind it. The question is not necessarily whether every fan theory is true. In fact, it is important to separate what is actually known from what fans are simply speculating about. But that does not make the mystery any less fascinating. Sometimes, the smallest details are enough to make people look twice. One of the biggest reasons Paris has become such a talking point is the possibility that Jimin and Jungkook may have had more private time than what was visible publicly. Neither of them has publicly confirmed a secret Paris trip together in the way some fans have imagined, so there is no solid basis for claiming that they were secretly together throughout the entire period. However, that has not stopped fans from examining the available timeline, photos, schedules, and small interactions for clues. And this is where the story gets interesting. When celebrities travel for work, what the public sees is usually only a fraction of their actual day. There can be rehearsals, transportation, hotel schedules, private meals, staff meetings, and personal downtime that never becomes public. For BTS members, this is even more understandable because their schedules can be extremely busy and their privacy is constantly being watched by millions of people. So when fans notice that Jimin and Jungkook were connected to the same city around a similar period, the natural question becomes, what happened between the moments we actually saw? Could there have been conversations, meals, or simple private moments that never appeared online? Of course, that is possible. But unless Jimin or Jungkook themselves confirm those details, nobody outside their personal circle can know exactly what happened. Still, fans have been looking closely at the timeline. Some noticed how certain appearances seemed to line up, while others focused on the way Jimin and Jungkook interacted before and after their Paris-related activities. Then there are those tiny details that become much more noticeable when fans place everything side by side. A look, a reaction, an accessory, a familiar expression, or even the timing of an appearance can suddenly become part of a much bigger discussion. But there is an important distinction here. A coincidence is not automatically evidence of a secret relationship or secret meeting. Two people being in the same city does not prove they were together. Likewise, similar schedules do not necessarily mean they spent their free time together. And yet, this is exactly why the Paris story continues to attract attention. Jikook fans have followed Jimin and Jungkook for years, and many have become extremely familiar with their personalities and friendship. They recognize the small moments that others might overlook. A simple smile can create 1,000 theories. A short interaction can become a viral discussion. And when there is a period where information is limited, fans naturally begin filling the gaps with their own interpretations. Paris is particularly interesting because the city itself has become connected with many memorable BTS moments. It represents fashion, travel, private schedules, and international appearances. For Jimin and Jungkook, being in a place like Paris naturally creates more opportunities for fans to wonder what happens outside the official schedule. Could they have crossed paths more often than fans knew? Absolutely possible. Can we say they were together the entire time? No, There is simply not enough confirmed information to make that claim. And that distinction matters.
Let's go! Let's go! Sleep! Let's go!
The internet can transform speculation into something that sounds like fact within hours. A fan theory can be repeated thousands of times until people forget where it originally came from. That is why the most interesting way to approach this mystery is not to pretend that we know the answer, but to examine why so many people are asking the question in the first place. What makes fans curious is not necessarily one dramatic piece of evidence. Instead, it is the combination of timing, familiar interactions, and the fact that so much of their personal downtime remains private. Jimin and Jungkook have also shown throughout their years together that they can be playful, affectionate, and comfortable around each other. Their friendship has produced countless memorable moments, both on camera and behind the scenes. However, those moments should not automatically be interpreted as proof of something beyond friendship. Fans can appreciate their bond while still respecting the fact that their private lives belong to them. That is perhaps the biggest mystery surrounding the Paris story. Maybe there really were private moments that fans never saw. Maybe Jimin and Jungkook simply happened to have overlapping schedules and spent some time in the same places. Maybe the timeline looks more mysterious because fans are viewing separate moments together after the fact. Or maybe there are still pieces of the story that have never been revealed. And that uncertainty is exactly what keeps the conversation alive. Imagine for a moment that fans could see the entire Paris timeline from beginning to end. Every departure, every arrival, every schedule, every break, and every private moment. Would the story look completely different? Would some of the theories suddenly make sense? Or would fans discover that the reality was much simpler than the mystery suggested? We may never know. What we do know is that Jimin and Jungkook have shared many years of memories as BTS members and close friends. Their connection has been documented countless times, and their chemistry continues to attract enormous attention from fans. Whether they are performing on stage, joking around backstage, or simply appearing together during everyday moments, people notice. That is why even a small Paris-related detail can become a major topic of conversation. And now, fans are asking whether the Paris timeline contains something they missed the first time. Was there a hidden meeting? Was there more time together than cameras captured? Or are fans connecting separate moments that were never actually related? Those are the questions at the heart of today's mystery. One thing is certain. The discussion has reminded everyone how closely fans follow Jimin and Jungkook. But perhaps the best approach is to enjoy the mystery without turning speculation into fact. Until the members themselves reveal what happened, the Paris story should remain exactly what it is. A fascinating unanswered question. Maybe someday Jimin or Jungkook will casually mention something about that trip that completely changes the way fans see the timeline. And if that happens, the internet will almost certainly explode. For now, though, the mystery remains. Were Jimin and Jungkook really together more often than fans realized in Paris? Or was the entire situation simply a series of coincidences that became much more mysterious when viewed through the eyes of thousands of curious fans? We want to know what you think. Did you notice something about the Paris timeline that others may have missed? Do you think the evidence points toward them spending private time together? Or do you think fans may be connecting dots that were never meant to be connected? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because this is one Jikook mystery that clearly is not going away anytime soon. And remember, here at Jikook Diaries, we will continue looking at the moments, timelines, and conversations surrounding Jimin and Jungkook while keeping the difference between confirmed information and fan speculation clear. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Jikook Diaries, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Jikook update. There may be more clues, more moments, and perhaps even more surprises waiting to be discovered. Until then, keep watching, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep supporting Jimin and Jungkook with love and respect. This is Jikook Diaries, and the Paris mystery is still not over.